Yes, I see that. Thank you.
There's also dirt in here.
Yeah, I'm losing track of what I'm doing, actually. Is what's happening, so. Oh, shoot. I need some charcoal.
See. Hey, chat. Let's see here. Okay, need that. See, we need rotten flesh. Okay, yeah. Hey, so a lot of people have been going on Reddit lately and they've been asking about blood magic. And I was doing some stuff with blood magic earlier on Forgecraft, and I was kind of realizing that it's actually not as simple as, it may seem. So I thought I'd do this, and I'm going to do this at the start because then I'm just going to cut this part out and put it up on YouTube and call it a day for showing how to get started in blood magic for Agrarian skies. So the first thing you do is you make this this blood altar thing. It's very pretty, L3 looking. And we'll go ahead and leave creative off for right now because you need to see what happens. Now, depending on whether you're playing Agrarian Skies or you're playing a different pack, you may be using an orb, you may be using something else. Either way, you basically have to get some of your life energy, these hearts down here, into that altar. And you can't do it by just jumping up and down. See? Doesn't work. So, in Agrarian Skies, we have this thing called the Sacrificial Orb. It has a frowny face on it. It has a frowny face on it because, well, technically, Agrarian Skies is playing it the G-rated method. There's a not G-rated method in the original mod. You should try it out, but for the safety of children watching on YouTube, it has been changed to a G-rated method, which, however, makes Way of Time very sad, and so he's put a frowny face. Oh well. Just, try not to make him too sad. So this orb here, it has a pretty easy recipe. Any eye is your friend. Some glass, some gold, some iron. You right-click it. And you notice one of my hearts went away. If you right-click this too fast, it's really easy to die. Up to you. Me, personally, I prefer not to do that. So, oh yeah. if you have 2 blood altars on the map at the same time, it may go in the blood altar you didn't mean for it to go into. So let me fix that. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back over to the one we were working with, because we're going to need a lot of room for the base. It works exactly the same with the non-G-rated method. You'd just be using a different implement. It's a bit more mature. No, you don't, like, play with creepers or anything. So, see, and some of your heart goes in there, and you click, and you see that the heart goes up. Now, of course, I have absolutely no idea how much is in this altar right now, so I would be making one of these. Which, this is going to be the most difficult part to make of that, the blank slate. But if you have one of these, you can right-click on the altar, and it tells you how much is in it. It also says current tier, because these altars can be upgraded. They can be upgraded quite a bit. What?
Ema?
Oh, okay, you're not talking to me.
Sorry. Do we have any iron?
So,
I just poured some.
Okay.
the other part is, you may notice some of it's kind of draining a little. There's a mild drain if you aren't using it. Now, the first thing you're going to need to make, you may have noticed in that recipe, is a slate. So the first thing you do, you take some stone, you right-click on an altar that hopefully has 1,000 hearts worth. That's a full 10 hearts. That's basically your whole life. You'll want to put that in a little at a time. And unless you're feeling a bit crazy, in which case, go ahead, dump it all in at once. Probably not best if you're playing hardcore, like, Agrarian Skies. So, you get the blank slate. You're also going to need the Blood Magic Orb. The first orb is the weak orb. So we're going to need a little more life. Of course, it gets a little boring waiting, so we just help ourselves to some handy regeneration. And we can then sacrifice more of our life to fuel the magical spell. Yep, that's enough. And we sit here, and when you put something in here and it's going, it'll have little red things. If those turn gray, that means you didn't have enough blood stored in your altar. Now we just give it a while. We just sit here and wait. Yeah, well, we could fill the altar some more while we're waiting, since we still got regen. Certainly won't hurt. In normal gameplay, you would probably go off and, I don't know, butcher some chickens or something in your spare time. Are you done yet? There we go. And we have a Blood Orb. The Blood Orb is not connected to us at first. You have to right-click with it and siphon some of your life into it. Now it says it belongs to me. And if I take a divisionation signal, English, anyway, and I right-click anywhere other than the altar, it tells me how much is in this. If I right-click on the altar, it tells me how much is in the altar. This is actually kind of important. Now, if I put this back in here, it will suck up all of the life energy that's in there already. Which is good, because we're going to do some minor adjustments. And we are going to go into creative mode for this, because I don't really feel like digging, because I'm lazy. We'll go with lazy. Now, these are blood runes. This is something you'll also need to look up in any eye. There's the recipe. You need some of those slates. You need your weak blood orb. No actual blood needs to be in it. No life essence, nothing. You just need the orb. Notice the middle one didn't get one. You don't need one in the middle. This now says Tier 2 altar. And it's slowly draining of life. Now we want to make the next tier of altar. At this point, since I'm going to be building downwards, it might be best for me to grab an excavator really quickly. because this will just be much simpler. Because again, I'm lazy. And I am sure that somebody like, say, Moore, Barorax, or whatever, could manage to make a much prettier altar than the one I'm about to make, but this is just a basic idea. You guys can do the prettifying on your own. I do find that the stairs are the easiest way to do this marking out, because you need to be one away and then one down before you start laying the next row of runes. And the stairs very nicely mark out how far away you need to go. So then we can go down again. Basically, Way has created one of the largest and most complicated multi-blocks in modded Minecraft. Enjoy! There. Now, next row of runes goes along here. Not the corners. You don't need it in the corners, so don't waste your runes on the corners. However, we don't always want to use just the blood runes. There are different runes that can do different things. There's runes that speed up the work process. There's runes that reduce the amount of loss overall that your altar can take. I think that thing is now actually full. Yep, that's full. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this one in there. You can suck up the rest of that. In this case, I've grabbed a couple of sacrifice runes for a reason. Each of these is going to increase the amount of life energy I get from monsters by, I believe it's 10% per rune. So that's now I'm going to get 100% more life power from killing mobs. Passive mobs are not worth as much as hostile mobs. Shocking, I know. Yeah. Villagers are worth the most. Villagers do not like it when you kill them, though, so keep that in mind if you're planning to have trading with them. Now these corner pieces can be any block you want. The stairs can technically be any block you want because, well, they don't matter. They're just there for pretty. Put anything you want there. But you do have to have this glowstone here. And if I've done this correctly, yep, tier 3 altar. After this it gets really, really complicated because you have to keep going further out and further down. I'd suggest reading the wiki, because there's also some tricks and other things that you need to build. You're going to have to build 4 beacons before you can build the final tower. So I hope you like fighting wither bosses. Now there's also self-sacrifice runes that make it so that you can get more from sacrificing your own energy. I prefer to feed mobs to this thing. I don't know why. I just personally prefer it. There we go. With stairs. As you can see, this starts getting pretty big pretty fast, because then the next set comes out to about here. Actually, it comes out here. And the next set comes out to here. And so by the time you're done, the altar would be about where my feet is and all the way out. But I will leave it to you to look up exactly how to go about that, especially since you'll probably want to do some customizing. These are the different runes you can use: self-sacrifice, sacrifice, efficiency, speed. Augmented capacity lets it hold more. Dislocation, and the rune of the orb. Again, everything's on the wiki. Go read it. Because we'll be here for hours if I go over every single block in this mod. Trust me. Now that we have this, we have orbs that have energy. We have an altar. One of the things people often note in Agrarian Skies is they're having trouble getting cows. And I provided a recipe, a crafting recipe for cows. That is on this flat map. This is obviously not the void map, and obviously we do have cows, but we're going to pretend we don't have cows. This is not an incredibly expensive device, this thing I'm about to use. It's 2 obsidian, your first Blood Orb, which basically is the equivalent of a life plus a diamond, and a brewing stand. It's cheap, it's easy. You should be using it. Really. You put a water bucket here, you put flint here, and you fill these with a rotten flesh. And as long as you have energy in your life network, it will give you 3 leather at a time. You want more? Put another water bucket in. See, this is incredibly difficult, really hard. And for 3 buckets of water, 9 pieces of rotten flesh, and 3 flint, I have just made enough leather to craft a cow. Getting cows is not that hard. Stop griping at me. Okay?
Oh my god, getting cows is so hard.
Oh, shut up, you.
Okay.
That took less than like 3 minutes. Really. You can do that. I don't know why you guys keep fishing and, you know, looking for plains biomes. Make a chemistry set. Feed it life. Get leather. Now, this thing can actually get really complicated on some of the later things. There's a whole bunch of different reagents and stuff you can make. I suggest looking into this on the wiki. You can make potion flasks with all sorts of interesting and fun, we'll call them side effects. Side effects is a good name for it, right? Maybe? Maybe not so much. See if I can remember the right step to do this. You'll know if you've got the right things in it if it actually starts setting off right there. Yeah, okay, so it needs that. And then we're still going to need another gas tier, and we're going to need a... lengthening catalyst, and... another binding agent. Okay, so we have that. It's now at 22 regeneration. See, nothing. Go ahead and put that in, and there we go. Lengthening reagents increase the amount of time. So this is now up to, I have 8 drinks of regeneration that will last 8 minutes each. Well, 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Close enough. You can make potions that have all sorts of combination effects. These things are not quite so easy to make. They take a lot of different components. But you have an 8-use flask. What's not to like? Much better than those silly, wimpy, vanilla ones. Now, back to this. I have a way I like to do this for purposes involving slaughtering animals. We're going to go with animal slaughter. The altar doesn't care what's around it as long as it has its blocks. So, as long as you give it the blocks it wants, you can put anything else on here that you want, including really weird designs for, let's not call it abusing, but more or less abusing the poor mobs. I'm going to call it abusing anyway. Not you, not there. And again, somebody who's much more talented than me could probably make this pretty. But you're stuck with me, and I don't make pretty shit, so. Now I'm going to grab a slab. Put a slab right there. Because, you know, it may get a bit boring to, like, constantly be using up your own life energy. Now, let's see. Where's our chickens? I've added a recipe for you to craft your own chicken things. So this is a great, easy way to get the mobs in here. Take some arrows, because it's just an arrow. This only works in this mod pack. Doesn't work in the rest of the mod packs, because they probably don't have recipes for spawn eggs. But just toss some chickens in here. Alright, I'm in creative. The spawn eggs aren't going to disappear. Yeah. Anyway. Let me come down here, and I can click on this. We got 3,400 in here. This is the Dagger of Sacrifice. You want to be nice to this. This takes an iron sword thrown in one of these lovely altars when it's got enough life essence. Sit here, and you go like this. Hey, we're up to 7,900. Now we can only store 10,000. There's no reason to waste chickens. So when we're at 10,000, we can go ahead and stop. How much do we have in our network? Still got 5,000. Okay, good. You'll get more if you were to, say, throw in villagers. So if you wanted to, like, I don't know, put a villager breeding pin up there and have the villagers drop down onto the altar and be hit with the dagger. You could, I don't know, put them in, like, say, an autonomous activator? Be creative. Come up with something. Kill animals. Your villagers. Or drop your friends in. Whatever works. Actually, that would be a good experiment, figuring out whether or not players count for the same amount as villagers. They should count for more. There we go.
Please don't hurt us, Jada.
Oh, I just wanted to test it a little bit on you. I'm sure you'd be willing to let me stab you a few times on the server, don't you?
Not on the server, no.
You're mean. Okay, apparently my stream really wants to see me actually go ahead and upgrade this all the way. I might actually have to look this up because, yeah, well, it's been a while since I did this last. But I do know this much. I'm going to need more space. But, okay, since the stream wants to see it, we will go ahead and upgrade this all the way to the final tier 5. I am not, however, fighting a wither for you. It's not happening. Sorry. It's one of those things I try never to have to do, fighting withers. I am perfectly content with, you know, the level of altar I can get without fighting a wither. We just need some more space. And because we can, we'll just go ahead and grab a couple other rune types. And I don't really care about this. I want the augmented capacity. Those are interesting, but not as interesting as these two for me. Depending on what you're doing, you may find some... Oh, I'm not going to be able to fully upgrade this one in place because I actually apparently need to go up. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to go build this elsewhere then. Okay. Whatever. We will build upwards then. I'll use an angel block to get this out of the way. So, place the angel block there. Okay. You go away. Come here. We'll need another altar. Altar goes there. Yep, that'll work. Let's see. Let's pick a nice pretty block. I like that one. And did I do that right? Yep. Tier 3. All right. Next step. Hey, stop that. I'm gonna get what, bear? Now I just need to double check really quickly on the wiki because I don't remember if the next one is out 2 or out 1. There is a very nice wiki that shows you this stuff, but I don't know why people always want to see it in a video. Weird people.
Because they're lazy?
That's possible. Highly likely, actually. Okay, yes, the next one is just out 1. We'll go ahead and put augmented capacity so we'd be able to store more. Remember, any eye is your friend. Not there. By the time Tier 3 is done with this setup, we're at like 200% on the amount we'll get from sacrificing mobs. And now I'm adding more, because one can never have too much. And we're making the size of this a bit bigger so that it can actually hold more. Because there are a couple spells that you're going to need the equivalent of about 100 lives to do. So you need to be able to store this. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And plop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plop. Oop, nope, not glowstone. The glowstone is the other one. We need the bloodstone. Bloodstone brick. And if I've done this right, Tier 4. And it's gone from being able to hold 10,000 to being able to hold 31,000. And there's another row. Because, you know, this isn't already big enough to, you know, count as a city block. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a builder's wand at this point. We'll use the creative builder's wand. Haha. We're very cheaty today. This is not in a world I'm playing in, so it doesn't matter. You need to come out 2 blocks from the last row of runes you put in, and then go down 1. So come out 2 blocks and then a set of stairs. Technically it's 3 blocks out and 1 block down. So you could do the stairs first, you could do micro blocks, I don't know, you could come up with something pretty. And then you still need to go down 1. Remember I said this is a really big multi-block? Oh, and by the way, this is not the largest multi-block in this mod. I believe that Way may have a bit of an obsession with multi-blocks. It's possible. Slightly. Highly likely at this point. Now, let me see. How many did I need again? A lot, definitely. The beacons. The beacons are always the part that tricks me up. Never remember, does the beacon go in the center of it or on top? I think it's on top. Maybe, maybe not. How exactly does a beacon work? I can never remember. Ah, there it goes. Okay, good. And we put our last row of runes on. No, no, you don't go there. Stop that. There is a server version already available. It's the same server version we're using on Forgecraft 3. It's working just fine. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about it by now from Palm or somebody if it wasn't working. I believe there are a couple Agrarian Skies servers out there. You can check the Agrarian Skies thread. Okay, so we do augmented capacity on this side just to keep it going the same. At this point, I don't actually know how many augmented capacity runes versus how many sacrifice runes I've added to this. Let's double check and make sure I put the beacons and everything in the right spots. Nope, I have not. Somehow I have done something wrong. Not really sure how. think I might have actually gone down one too many. I think the stairs did make it go out one too far. Unfortunately, that means I need to break all this because if people are going to look at this and figure out how to make it, it's not going to work if they can't actually see what they're doing. Do 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 do. As I have only built one of these once. Yes, I know, I counted wrong, and I went 2 out plus the stairs, and that ended up being too many out. And, of course, being as it's me, I managed to make the whole damn thing before remembering. Or figuring it out. And then it's like, oh, wait, what's wrong? Oh. This actually happens a lot to me. And then I go, do I really want to redo the whole thing? Of course, in this case, I have to, because, well, if I don't redo the damn thing, it won't work. Where'd those beacons go? There we go. Of course, if this doesn't work, I'll just cry and give up.
Aww.
No, it won't. When have I ever cried and given up on a mod, exactly?
True.
I mean, if you couldn't make me quit with your bees, Mist.
That just means I wasn't trying hard enough.
Moon phases.
Hmm?
The moon phase things.
Yeah, I remember that. That just means I wasn't trying hard enough.
But it's okay, you don't need to try harder.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
No, Neptune says players don't work. That's sad. I was really hoping we could, like, try sacrificing Zelda a few times. Or Dire. Dire should work. I should be able to throw Dire in an altar and get lives out of him. That seems perfectly fair. Okay, OCD people, I know this is going to annoy you. They're reversed. This makes me giggle. Anyway, let's see whether or not this set right this time. Tier 5! Yep. Just needed to count correctly. Yay for correct counting. Now anyway, with that in mind, like I said, somebody who's better than me at making pretties can make this type thing look like absolutely gorgeous. But all in all, there's your multi-block. I think someone may have a tiny minor obsession with multi-blocks.
Just a bit.
Considering, you know, I think some of his rituals are like twice this size. Rituals would be a whole different video, so I'm not covering those. This was just a lot of people were asking me how to get started in Agrarian Skies. So that's what this is geared towards. Your results may be slightly different. Your recipes may be slightly different playing default. If you're playing the non-mature, the non-G-rated version, your experience is definitely going to be different. Nothing wrong with it. I personally play it myself, but for YouTube audiences, this is the G-rated version. Deal. This is like the only time you guys will ever see me do something that's family friendly, and that's only because I couldn't be bothered to go change the config file. Because I'm lazy. But if you make a really cool blood altar, or you just think it's really cool and pretty looking, especially if you combine it with a mob trap, please post pictures on the Agrarian Skies thread so that I can borrow... I admire your ideas. Totally not because I'm going to steal it because I can't make anything pretty by myself. There we go. That's about as pretty as it's going to get. Now, why do you want such a large altar, you might wonder? Well, let's turn off caps lock. The top orb is going to require 75,000 LP to make. That's for the orb. There's some spells that you might want to make that are going to require more. Enjoy that. But this will take you lots of time and lots of effort and be really, 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 really rewarding. And yeah, stream, I am pretty sure that with micro blocks and some lighting effects and I don't know, maybe some flowers or stuff, I suppose you could replace this stuff with like dirt with flowers. Anything that's not an air block can be used anywhere that doesn't require a rune. So, get creative. Have fun. Is there a spell to stop Pack from falling? There's a flight spell. Now, oh, well, since somebody in stream mentioned it. No, you do not have to make this whole thing to finish the quest in Agrarian Skies. The max you need to get it to finish Agrarian Skies is this row right here. These two right here will be enough. You might need the third row, but you are not going to need the fourth or the fifth tier to be able to do it. I would not force you to fight a wither to complete a quest. Not something I'm going to do. Because, well, I'd never complete it. I don't want to fight those damn things. I'd like breed bees to get nether stars or something.
Yeah, me too.
Like, basically, this size here is what I've used to complete everything that I've got done, and I have the entire quest book done. I think everybody can probably manage to do a tier 3 altar. No, the flight mode is called, I believe it's Ritual of the Condor?